This afternoon we're here with Craig Butler, Assistant Advisor for Energy Policy and Agriculture in environmental policy, right too, Craig?
That's correct.
We're here at the Natural Gas Vehicle Summit in Columbus right now, and Craig, you were here perhaps a year ago with the Fall Energy Summit of 2011 that the Governor's Office called. Can you explain how that got started, what came out of it, and how we ended up here, please?
Yeah, happy to. We held a comprehensive energy summit in September of 2011, and that really started as an idea, and the idea was Ohio did not have a comprehensive energy strategy. And that started in 2010, late 2010, and through early 2011. We worked with a lot of business leaders in the state. We worked with some environmental groups in the state and nationally, and they gave us some advice. They said, you need to have a comprehensive energy strategy for the state of Ohio. And so we really went on that premise. And the premise is we're not picking winners and losers in terms of energy, but we want to have a balanced energy portfolio based on competition.
Where did the concept of 10 pillars come from?
Yeah.
Can you illustrate that phrase, pillars, and how those were chosen?
Yeah, through the Energy Summit, we really focused on, if you're going to have a comprehensive energy plan for the state, what are the most prominent energy industries that you focus on? There just happen to be 10 of them. Shale gas is one of them. Automotive sector is another. Coal, which is certainly our predominant energy source in the state, and probably will be for a long time, even though natural gas is becoming more prevalent. Energy efficiency was another. So there ended up being just 10 critical focus areas that, as we held the Energy Summit here at the Ohio State campus, those were the 10 areas of focus that we ended up developing and using as our pillars, our guideposts, if you will, on either legislation or policy development, to really give us a perspective and guidance on activities that we needed to get done so that we could hit the mark and have what we believed is a comprehensive energy strategy for the state.
And a lot of those tactics and those things you wanted to do were expressed in SB 315, Senate Bill 315.
That's correct. Senate Bill 315 was the start. It wasn't the end of many of the policy initiatives that we thought were most important. Shale development is obviously very important in the eastern part of the state, and we wanted to make sure that we had a regulatory structure that was fair, supportive, but also protective. So in large part, one of the major efforts of Senate Bill 315 was getting our regulatory structure prepared in advance as the new shale industry comes to Ohio. Talk about mandatory chemical disclosure. It's probably the most comprehensive chemical disclosure program in the country, making sure that what chemicals are used in the hydraulic fracturing process are disclosed for the public to see. Just one piece of that. That bill was very sweeping and comprehensive, but there's more work to do, and that's why we're here today.
Right. This is hopefully this is the first in a series of discussions we can have with you in the weeks and months to come as well. And let's talk about why we're here today at this Natural Gas Vehicle Summit, which you brought together quite a few players both in the state and outside the state.
Correct. We've been learning a lot over the past year. Both our administration as well as a leader of this effort today is Chairman Schnitzler, Todd Schnitzler at the Public Utilities Commission. He's obviously had an interest in this, and the governor asked him to lead the effort on how do we maximize our efforts to utilize some of this natural gas we're developing in the state through using it for alternative fuels. And that's why we're here today. We've got about 350, I think, kind of real-world executives here that are not only coming to talk to us about policies relative to alternative fuels, but these are the real doers in the room, that these are the folks that are already out there building infrastructure, building refueling stations, building the technology that converts regular gas-burning vehicles to alternative fuels. And these are the automotive companies that are here already telling us that they can do this. So these are the people that we need for them to give us, as the governor mentioned in his keynote speech, what are the 5, 6, 10 pillars, if you will, in this space that we need to take away, to walk out of here with, to say, this is what we need to get done. We don't typically hold conferences or summits just to have a summit. We do it to really come up with the policy directives that we need to then go implement so that we're successful. And that's what today's about.
There were an awful lot of facts talked about today about best practices elsewhere, what's going on in various states such as Oklahoma and Texas, which are doing great things. Are there one or two fast things you've kind of learned today in the last 5 or 6 hours that you'd like to see happen here in our state?
I did take a couple of notes as I was listening to some of the presenters, and one word that sticks in my mind is fragmentation, and that is, there's a lot of movement in the space. You've got the vehicle manufacturers doing their thing, you've got the upfitters doing their thing, you've got the automotive fuels and the oil and gas development people doing their thing, but there's not a lot of coordination and how you actually take that movement and put it into motion, get it moving in one direction. That's our focus for today. So I think this term fragmentation speaks to where we are today and speaks to some of the very specific things that we want to try to get to tomorrow.
Well, let's hold things there, really, Craig, and let's think about this, and we'll talk again about next steps as this conference goes on, and we've just learned some more things, and hopefully we'll get back in touch with you soon and do another conversation like this as well.
Glad to do it.
And thank you very much for the time this afternoon.
Michael, you're welcome. Appreciate it.